Gamer Ahmer here. So today I'm going to talk about some more video game pickups that I got while I was on vacation. So you may have seen in my last vacation pickups video, I found tons of video game items in North Carolina. Well, I stopped at a few other states and hit as many video game stores, flea markets, and thrift shops as I could. And I think I found some pretty sweet items, so let's check them out. So first you see this zoomer controller here. And if you didn't know, this controller is for the original Nintendo. Now I've never seen one in person, so it was in the front of a little small shop in South Carolina, and I had to check it out and see what else I could find. So right here, this is a flight simulator controller, and it's really cool because it has these comfortable grips on it, and there's two buttons right on top, the A and B button. And I thought this was really neat because it even has suction cups on the bottom of the controller so that when you put it down on a flat surface, it's pretty sturdy, and when you play the game, it makes it a little bit easier to play. So along with this controller, that shop also had this quick shot controller, and this one's really neat. It's also a flight simulator controller, but this one is one-handed, has suction cups on the base, so it makes it very sturdy, and it even has a button right here on the front and one on the top. And it's actually pretty comfortable because it fits your thumb right on top, and then it has room for your finger right here. And then there's the select and the start buttons. So this was actually bundled together with this controller, and they even threw in this Nintendo Zapper controller. And you can never have too many light guns for the original Nintendo for some duck hunt action. I love that game, and I'm excited to add another controller to my collection. And then while I was out hunting, I also found this Time Crisis 4 box set. And this one is pretty neat because it's actually a Japanese variant of the game. So I thought that was interesting. Here we are in South Carolina, and who would have thought that I would have found a Japanese import in this small little shop. So if we just open it up, this is for the PlayStation 3, and it even has this Time Crisis 4 video game in it. Then when you open it up, you see the game disc and the manual, and it even has some instructions on how to hook up the gun to the TV. So hopefully it's not too difficult because this is in Japanese, and I'm not very familiar with that. And then the cool thing about this game set is that it even came with this gun controller. Now this one's a lot different than other gun controllers that I have for various video games. It has this little controller attachment right here with the gun, so you would play just like this with two hands, and it even has two little thumb grips right here, and there's some buttons on the top, and then there's some buttons back here for gameplay. And then it even came with these little sensors right here that plug in to the system. And then it even came with these little straps. So I'm not too sure what these are used for. So when I play the game, I'll have to give it a go and see exactly how all of this works out. And then it even has this instruction right here as well on how to hook up these sensors to the television properly for gameplay. So that's pretty cool. And I'm super excited to add this game to my collection because anytime I see one of these arcade machines, I have to stop and play. Fighter's Choice arcade stick for the PlayStation. Now I thought this was pretty neat. The box looks like it's a little bit beat up and it's taped up on all the edges. So I didn't think that it would be in very good shape, but then I read this label right up here where it says Fight Stick for PS1, new in box, used with Tekken 3, Mortal Kombat, etc. So I figured, why not? It was only a few dollars, so I figured I'd check it out and see if it is brand new in box or just see what kind of shape it's in. So hopefully it's not all broken. So let's just open up this side right here. You see that it's in this little cardboard tray, and it even has this bag on it. So it looks like it's in really good shape. Now I'm not sure if it's ever been played or not, but it looks like everything is in working order. And it doesn't look like there's any scratches or marks or anything on it, so maybe it wasn't ever played. And then right here, this is still in the original bag as well, and it even has the zip tie on here. So I'll have to give this a try, and I love adding arcade sticks to my collection for as many different consoles as I can. They're all a little bit unique, and I love playing fighters. And then I found this official Dreamcast magazine, and I picked it up because it had Spider-Man on the front cover, and as you guys may know, Spider-Man is coming out soon, so I'm really excited to grab that game for the PlayStation 4, and I'm going to try and go back and play as many Spider-Man games as I can across all the different consoles, so that'll be pretty fun. And then the next place that I stopped at was a game store in Virginia, and I actually stopped on my way back home from vacation. And I noticed that it's different than a lot of game stores, especially around here, because the game store was actually open till midnight. So I thought that was pretty crazy. So I had to go there, check it out, and see what the hype was about. So of course, when I went inside, I found tons of games. They had a great inventory of games. I'm going to go ahead and drop that link below so you guys can check out what I'm talking about. So I found Thunder Spirits for the Super Nintendo. Now this looks like a very fun shoot 'em up game. I had to add it to my collection and add it to my library of shoot 'em up games. So I thought I'd give it a go and see what this game's about. And then of course I found Adventure Island and Adventure Island 2 for the Super Nintendo. Now I've only played these for the original Nintendo, so this will be great to go ahead and check these side-scrolling platform games out and see if they're as fun as the original ones for the regular Nintendo. And then I found this Rad Gravity game. Now I've only seen pictures of this game. I haven't actually played it, and I'm really not sure what this game's about. But the art on here is actually pretty neat. It has some space right here, and it has this little guy on here with a gun. So I thought this was pretty neat looking, and I couldn't beat the deals and the prices that I found at that store, so I had to pick it up. And then I found Ghoul School for the Nintendo, and this one looked like a pretty cool horror game, so I had to add it to my collection. And then I found this clear Game Boy right here, so I had to add this one to my collection to complete the Play It Loud set for the original Game Boys. And then I found this little device right here. It says Mad Catz on it, and it's this clear atomic purple color. And on it, it said that it was a radio attachment for the Game Boy Color. So I thought that was pretty neat. I've never actually seen one of these before, and I wanted to try it out and see if it actually still worked. So what it does is it attaches right here on a Game Boy Color, and it lines up perfect with this little groove here. And then when you turn on your Game Boy, right here, this light turns on, and then you just go ahead and attach some headphones right here, and it looks like it works. So anytime I take this Game Boy now, I can bring this attachment along and I can listen to some music. And it even has a little scan button here where you can search through the different stations, and it has a volume notch on the side right here. So I thought that was pretty sweet, and I'm really excited to add that to my collection, and I'm happy that it still works after all these years, because sometimes these attachments, they don't work very well. And then I found this box right here. So this right here is the Microvision by Milton Bradley Electronics. And I've never actually seen one of these. And maybe the reason that I've never seen one is because it's actually from 1979. So I saw this box right here, and I was definitely intrigued by it. So right here it even says Blockbuster, and it shows you some information on the gameplay of this handheld device right here. So comes with these little instruction guides right here on how to operate this game. And then it even has this right here where it shows interchangeable cartridges for the Microvision. So I'm assuming that these are some other games you can go ahead and get for this little handheld system right here. And it's pretty crazy looking. It's definitely different than the Game Boys and other modern handhelds. So you just go ahead and attach this Blockbuster game on, and then you can go ahead and control the game by this and then press these buttons. So I figured I'd try and test this handheld device out and maybe go ahead and grab some other games for it. That way I can add those to my collection as well. While I was there at that last little store in Virginia, the owner even threw in some of these dust covers since I bought a couple Super Nintendo games, and then he even threw in some dust covers for these Nintendo games and then gave me a few extra. So overall, I'm very happy with my purchases that I made while on vacation. So thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe, and go ahead and check out my other videos.